On a DT on the natural, actually delaying the command center can pick off. Yes, I mean another scan's going to have to be used here, and Alicia is using them so well.
And you know what? He's got to use the scan off of this orbital right here, so he has to land. But the DT moving into position, preventing the landing. He's got the missile to it. Oh my God! Alicia absolutely shutting down Marie King Prime here with this single DT. He's going to surround the missile turret. It is going to get up, and Alicia's timing so impeccable. He moves that DT away when he knows that he is in a lot of trouble. And we're going to see him moving forward. There's the DT's warped in. Nothing here to help these armies. He's got to get that orbital landed.
The orbital is about to land. Can he get a stroke? He breaks onto the orbital. Oh my God! Nothing to detect these units.
Ghost cloaking.
Alright, and just for you guys that don't know, I just like throwing in random clips of my favorite games where just, crazy shit happens. And I do all these games not knowing the outcome. So it's pretty cool. I hope to maybe find something like that sometime and get that excited about. But today we have two of the top players in the game right now. You've got Kane, who is the highest rated Zerg on the American ladder, and he'll be matching off against Demuslim, who's one of the better Terran players out there, especially on this side of the world. So without delaying any more, let's go ahead and go into it. And starting over here in the top right, we have the king of blades, if you will. It's the highest rated Zerg on your American ladder. This is Kane. Down over here in the bottom right, sporting the blue, is EG's Demuslim, the Warcraft 3 hero, bringing the intensity, the skill, the mechanics right to StarCraft 2 without missing a beat. Demuslim in a little bit of a slump, ranked only 79th in the Grandmaster ladder, whereas Kane's actually sitting atop second very heftily right now. About an 80% win rate as Zerg, which is interesting because Zergs have been struggling with Terran so far that I've seen. The timings have just been very erratic. And drop play has just been so strong with the improved medevacs and the Widow Mines. It just gives a Terran a lot of room to really be flexible with their build. There's no clear time when they have to be offensive and defensive like it is in Terran vs. Protoss. And that said, even though this is the larger map, we're going to go ahead and see Demuslim just take that fairly quick gas at 13. Most likely going to be doing some sort of Reaper opening. Reapers are extremely powerful versus Zerg, even more so against gasless Zerg that try to go to that Spanishiwa, Ice Fisher, 4-Queen build. If the Zerg neglects gas, they just pay for it over and over again to the point where it's almost not even worth it. I rarely see Zergs even bother opening without gas anymore. That said, we do have a 15 hatch, 15 pull. See how he transitions, if he's going to stay gasless. We do have the scouting, did come in, did see the gas, did see the barracks, so you know what's up. And instantly Kane just throws in the gas. Like as soon as he scouted, as soon as he saw there was gas timing, he just started his gas right away so he can get that ling speed. It's going to be so important to get those fast lings out, otherwise the Reapers can just kind of get free scouting, free kills. It's a real big pain right now for Zerg to deal with. They haven't really found a consistent solution, and here just come the proxy by Demuslim. Player, you never really see me aggressive like that, just trying to throw this player kind of for a loop. He says, alright, you're number 2 on the Grandmasters League, but guess what, buddy? I played in tournaments. I know how to mess with you. He's going to go for the edge. He's going to mess with his opponent, keep him off balance. Here comes the Reaper. Here to pick up a free drone. There's a little bit of a misrelay right there. Always keep your drones up on the high ground. And nice save. Barely saves that drone, but he will be able to come right back in. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill on the drone? No, does not get to the extractor in time. And these slow lings, even on creep, just aren't doing much. Ling speed finally started for Kane. We do have 2 Reapers now coming out. We don't have a third in production. We do have the fast expansion down as well, so went ahead and turned this to expand, starting the reactor to get those double Marines on the way. Or no, he's going Alien opener to stop these Lings, to completely negate the speed he just invested in. And here's the Queen taking tons of damage, and these Reapers are just so dangerous right now. They're able to just heal up right away, and they're going to come back in full force and start damaging that Queen while she's still low health. We do have heavy droning going on. If you go ahead and look at the income tab, the problem with these Reaper openers is if you look at Demuslim's base, he's lacking a lot of infrastructure right now. He has 2 unit producing buildings, and that's it. One just got finished with the add-on, another one just kind of sitting here idle, and then he has a second base out. So if Zerg can just kind of push past this contain, Demuslim's going to be in a very, very tough spot because he has nothing back at his base, not even a bunker. Just started one. Kind of slow things down. He's also behind on drone as well, so didn't really get the damage he wanted. He was able to keep Kane off balance and forced him to produce some Lings. We do have the Roach Warren also going down. Nice convenient spot, not going to get scouted easily. Just go ahead and drop the Evo as well. Going to go into a +1 range timing, I would assume. And yes, there it is. Going to go for the ever popular Stefano Roach Ling push, or maybe the Roach Baneling push. It'll do tons of damage to any Reaper opener. Speed just finished. Gonna run right into a free Widow Mine. Can it burn in time? No, it doesn't. Huge, huge loss by the Muslim. But these Aliens and Reapers were out, and because he kept these Reapers alive, they're going to be so viable in this point right here. If those were just Aliens, those Lings might have gotten away. But he's able to keep them alive, and because he does that, they have just so much utility. He's going to keep map control and have that little extra oomph in damage. Wow, look at that. Make my name huge because I'm cool. Back over here, though, he's going to run into a very, very unfortunate army if he does try to contain this. He's going to probably want to try to get some type of third timing. The problem with this map is that you can take a viable third here or here really without too much punishment. So it's going to be really hard for him to pinpoint timing on the third. And as we're approaching the 8-minute mark, he's got to know that without a third base, this Zerg is going for a definite timing attack. 8 minutes, if there's no third, there has to be a timing attack. Or some type of weird mute attack, or the Zerg's just going to fall crazy behind. Over here at the base, we have 2 bunkers now finishing up. Widow Mine, 1 lone Widow Mine is planted. We have more coming out of the reactor factory. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. We do have a SCVs out to repair as well. Alien's going to be able to pull off some damage. He holds it back, has to pull SCVs to do so. Kane now attempting to drone heavily behind this. And we do have the heavy Roach forces trying to push up on this ramp, seeing what they can find. This second bunker almost for show, just to keep him pinned back. There's nothing even in there. We got the Reapers in there finally, but for the longest time, he was just sitting empty. Almost like a psychological bunker just to keep him from marching up there, because he probably could have taken off both bunkers pretty easily. Oh no, and the lone Roach just comes out, maybe trying to activate a Widow Mine, but he loses it. You don't want to lose any Roaches here, especially in this very, very viable mid-game. Alright, timing push held. Just now started a third at 10 minutes. I want to say if we go to the income tab, yes, he's still behind. But if we look at units and composition, the Muslim does have a little bit of an advantage. He's down in workers, he does have mules. He did start his third command center as well, so he'll be able to catch up fairly quickly. And we got to remember that all the supply that Zerg has is somewhat inflated because it's tied up in Roaches. 15 Roaches is 30 supply. So it's almost not a real number of units because they're very weak. They kind of melt to a lot of Terran compositions. They're very immobile. We do have the armory started, so we can go ahead and go into his further upgrades. We do have maybe some drop play coming out with the medevac starting to be produced. We do have 7 Mutalisk on the way, though, from Kane. He's looking to counter this Marine, Marauder, Hylian, Reaper composition. Only the Marines can do damage, and they are not upgraded. They just finished. They do not have combat shield. Oh, there's a free roach. Maybe on hold position, not a good position for him to be. Gonna go ahead and march right across the creep. He doesn't care if he's being seen. He's gonna march in and do as much damage as he can. No pauses and wants his army to be grouped up first, but here come the roaches. Don't know how much damage he can do. He has tons of marauders though, and those medevacs are gonna be healing for a lot. Concussive shell in there as well. Is he gonna snipe the hatchery? This would be huge. No, intends to trade with instead. And here comes the Mutalisk at the perfect timing. The worst timing though for Demuslim. Does a stutter step micro to get as much damage out of these units as he can. Trading back and forth, picking up. Emergency thrusters away does save 4 marauders and the medevacs. That's actually really significant in this matchup. The more medevacs he can keep alive, that's the more gas he can just spend on other things. He's gonna need some. He's going to need some turrets up fairly quickly, though, because this Mutaflock's going to get huge. 6 more in production. As we saw in the last game, Kane loves just massing those Mutalisks and bullying his opponents into being in a bad position. The Muslim is not new to this, though, so let's see how he reacts to it. I don't think he's the type of player that's going to just, split his army or force a base trade if he doesn't have to. He has to solidify a 3rd base. And as I say that, he's going ahead and moving out his 3rd base. And strategically, this is such a beautiful spot to put it. It's a very short float distance right here. And he can also go ahead and accelerate into that triple racks production, get more Marines out, get that 3-3 started, punish the Zerg for this composition. A lot of Terran want to just push out right now and say, oh, I have Marines, so I can kill these Mutalisks. Not necessarily the answer. You can establish that 3rd base, match the Zerg base for base, and make him come to you. You really put the Zerg at a disadvantage. The more mutas he has to make, the farther and farther he's falling behind in tech. You could think of Terran late game in this composition as having 3-3 Marine Marauder Medevac. If he can get there, and if the Zerg is still on muta when that happens, he's going to be at a severe disadvantage. He can get there on 3 base, he just has to keep his defenses solid. In comes some Queens. Not sure if it's a misrally. Tons of slow Banelings coming in as well to try to push through the wall. There's not a wall here at all to be had. Muta's doing tons of damage, but here come the Marine Marauders from behind. They're going to be able to kite these slow Lings very easily. Marauders taking tons of damage. Mutalisk flying around trying to find somewhere to hone in, but they can't really. Lings coming in to do some damage, but those rally units by Demuslim are just doing tons of good trades. And we see Kane kind of falling behind his upgrades, just now finishing level 2. We have level 2 already done. 3-3 in progress for Demuslim. He's ahead on upgrades. Doing exactly what he needs to do against his Zerg, forcing these poor trades, solidifying his 3rd base. Not even bothering to build turrets. He's not even scared of it. Muta's coming in to poke. Go to Workers tab. Terran at a comfortable 54. Almost at that sweet spot. 60 on 3 bases. Those mules are going to start adding up as well. If we go back to the main base, we have wonderful infrastructure. All these upgrades just now finishing up. 3 starting. He's going to have a very formidable army in a second. Going to go ahead and go the double factory for the Widow Mines as well. This is going to deal with a lot of the run-bys, counterattacks. Oh, Banelings don't want to be caught out of position here. You don't want to waste all the Baneling bust. And no, he loses about 7 of them. Not a very good trade. Throwing down the offensive scan as well to keep track of those Banelings. Speed just finishing. And he's here. Might as well go ahead and clear Cleat, but see if we can get any kind of spread. Banelings coming in, but don't connect as well as they should have, hitting a lot of Marauders. And here come the reinforcements as well into the Widow Mines. And back the Zerg is pushed. Getting ahead on supply as well. Trying to create a multi-prong attack. He's got to do something. Finally expands to his 4th base. That Muta just puts so much stress on the larva. He doesn't have the resources to expand and do what he needs to do. His army is very gas-starved right now. His only mineraled up is going to be Lings due to supply and resources. And there comes a lone 2-1-2.